friends and neighbors, and welcome to episode 25 of Ray and Benny Talk Sports. We are here at the underground recording studio near the site formerly known as Magic Land. Producer Grimy got to the front door. And of course, we have the man who could trade Jimmy G in a snap if you give him the chance. Benny, how are you, brother?
I'm doing pretty good. Lynch, he's just got to give me a call and I'll get it done for him.
Yeah.
Jimmy will be gone, and we'll get maybe a draft pick out of it. But right now, dude is still lingering. Training camp's coming. I know it's still a while away.
Is coming, bro. You gotta sign those draft picks.
But training camp's gonna open up, and Jimmy's gonna be walking out of those doors onto that Niner field, and it's just gonna be here we go again.
Yeah, but what a story if he takes it all away, eh? What a story.
Yeah. Well, what's the story? If Lance can't beat him out, then that was a horrible trade. But I guess if Jimmy wins the Super Bowl, it's all good.
It's all good.
That ain't happening, though. We know that ain't happening.
We have weeks to figure this out. You have weeks to figure this out. Get on the phones, brother. Let's move forward. We got lots to talk about. We're going to talk about the NHL, what's going on, playoff time coming up. We're going to talk about some NBA basketball. I think that's a second on the show. We had Backyard Basketball coming as guests, but we're going to do our first round nonsensical playoff predictions. We got some NFL action to talk about. Winnipeg FC has started their season. They're in pursuit of a championship, but let's start off with the Winnipeg Jets. But first, don't forget to smash that subscribe button, leave a like, leave a comment. Tell us what you think. Benny, where can they find us on social media, brother?
You can find us Ray Benny Sports on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. While you're there, even on YouTube, check out that interview we just did with the great Kurt Keelback, man. That was fantastic.
Wasn't that awesome?
Yeah, it was fantastic. Jets 1.0, man. What we grew up listening to from all those Jets games. Yeah,
there's a couple times where in the interview I was just staring, just listening to his voice. It's like, oh, yeah, I got to do an interview here. It's an amazing thing. So definitely check that out online or even listen to on the radio.
Yeah.
Like I listened to it in the car and it was like kind of reminiscent of hearing his voice on the radio. And it brought me back.
That's pretty cool, yeah.
It was so good. But let's talk about Winnipeg Jets 2.0. Playoff chances are still there.
Bro, they're still there.
They exist. They exist. So let's move on with that spirit. Apparently in the news, Dave Lowry yelled at them.
Yeah, at this point.
What game of the season is this?
Yeah,
I'm looking at my invisible watch. What time of the season is this?
Game 73, game 72, whatever that was. And you need to be yelled at to get it going. Come on, man.
That's middle of the season stuff right there.
You know what I will say right now? Jets just ended up beating the Montreal Canadiens tonight, 4-2.
Clap. Don't want to mess up my microphone.
Morgan Barron, the guy who was a throw-in for that Cop trade, scored his first NHL Jet goal.
Yeah.
So that's pretty good. So that gets them back in the thick of things, right?
Kid got some size.
Yeah.
Andrew Copp's having a fun time with the Rangers too, though.
And we know that the Jets love their size, right? So Logan Stanley, we see you, bro.
Yeah. They've always had a big team though. Back in the day, like when we were in Nashville, we made the Western Conference title. We had a big
back in 2017
team.
Yeah.
Seems so
but
long
they were a good big ass team, and the big guys on that team could do stuff, right?
Yeah.
They always have this infatuation with that big team, great team. So
I was looking at. We had a friend who posted the fourth line. The fourth line was like Lowry, Copp, and Armia.
Yeah.
What a fourth line that was.
I'm still so bitter. That team probably could have gave Washington a good run in that final. And
for sure.
Fleury just came out of, not out of nowhere, but he just, I don't know. Every shot he almost came out of nowhere because that was a ridiculous series that the Jets had a lot of control in, but they just couldn't beat Fleury consistently.
Yeah. And Vegas played a good physical game too.
Yeah.
They were a good team. They got hot with what's his name as the coach there.
Gallant. He should have been the Jets coach.
Oh gosh, we'll talk about that in a second about coaches. But since they do have playoff hopes, they're not dead yet. And we went on last week about how they're pretty smashed. But let's look at this upcoming week, brother. What do they have to do to win these games to stay alive?
Well, last week we said they needed to go 4-0 almost in those 4 games, right?
Yeah.
They started off a terrible loss against Detroit. That kind of happened.
No, Detroit they're on the back end of a head-to-head going.
Exactly.
They didn't arrive in Winnipeg till 2 a.m. Come on, guys.
Coming in from Boston, and a lot of people say, Greece goalie there for Detroit played well and stole the game. No, the Jets gave up another shorty. So anyways, that week did not start off good, right? Then you're thinking, okay, now they got to go play Colorado. Well, that's an automatic loss, probably, right? Luckily, they squeaked one out in OT, still a loss. But now you're only 1 point out of 4, really, in those first 2 games, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they managed to beat Ottawa. Great, barely squeaking by that one again and almost blew it.
Get the points. Get the points. Get out of the arena. Get the points. Get out.
Beat Montreal tonight, so they won 2, lost 1, and lost 1 in OT. So they didn't get close to enough of the 8 points that we need, really.
Yeah.
And now they got a tough stretch coming up. Besides
Florida.
Seattle, Florida, Tampa Bay, Rangers.
That's tough. The East Coast swing is tough.
Yeah, I mean, what are they going to get out of that? I would be quite shocked to see them win all 3 of those games next week. And they also got Carolina later on after that. So,
but what do they have to do? In my opinion, I think every time we've seen them play well, especially against teams like Minnesota, is them playing physical, end-to-end game, amazing aggressive forechecking, tight on defense, and taking advantage of some missed opportunities by the other team. And that's what they have to do against Florida and Tampa Bay, right? Against Montreal, you have a bit of room to play and make mistakes. But against Florida and Tampa Bay, man, you can't be playing like that. You have to play a disciplined, strong, physical game.
Yeah, and that's, I play 60 minutes. It's cliche or whatever, the 60 minutes, but sometimes they come in, in their last few games, their first periods have been terrible.
Yeah.
They're not up to it. Then they have to get yelled at by Lowry. And then they finally play that second period a little bit better, but it's no 60 minutes. It's no sense of urgency. It's not there. So to me, they need that. They need to come out, especially now you're down Wheeler and you're down Scheifele too. I don't know how long both those guys are out.
That's huge.
But those are a big part of your team. As much as whatever kind of years they're having, you need those guys and you need that extra scoring, right? Scheifele and Ehlers to me were looking pretty good. So it's going to be hard to miss that. But they've given up 30 plus shots in almost their last 10 games, somewhere around there.
They've been horrible defensively, bro.
Yeah. So stop relying on Hellebuck to me too, that he's got to make over 30 saves for you or keep you in a game for you to be able to come back in the third or win the game in the third, right?
Yeah.
So those are some big things for me that they're going to have to do over this last stretch of 9 games. So.
And that's the thing, you mentioned Hellebuck. He has to have Vezina performances all the way through. And I don't think it's a situation, as long as those playoff hopes are alive, I don't think it's a situation where you even debate if you're going to put Connery in.
No, it was a back-to-back here, right?
You got to leave him in.
Montreal today, you played him.
Yeah,
but that's
you have to.
Why didn't you do that last week when they played Toronto?
Oh, gosh.
Unless Lowry was expecting a loss and he was like, I'll just throw this one away. But, we could see Florida can score, right?
Yeah.
They had that crazy game with Toronto there. It was 7-6. So if you're going to give Florida a lot of chances, they're going to make you pay. Tampa Bay is going to make you pay. They got a lot they can score.
Yeah, that's why they can't give them the ice. They can't give them open space in the ice to move. They have to be on them. They have to be aggressive. They have to be imposing their will on them at this point if they want to make the playoffs.
And back check. That's a big thing. My
Absolutely.
God, how many goals given up lately without back checking? Scheifele, Duber did it against Detroit. It's just take your guy out. Why are you giving a chance to get a shot on that there? So
yeah,
there's a lot of work. There's a lot of work that they need to do here, and it doesn't look great. They got to get to 97 points, and that's winning every game. But really, Dallas only needs to win 5 out of their last few to knock them out completely. So they can't lose. They can't lose anymore, and I don't see them not losing a bunch of these games.
I wonder if Wheeler not being there in the room kind of gave Lowry the room to say, you know what? F it. I'm going to tell these guys what's up, and I'm going to give them a piece. I don't know. Because finally, there's a bit of a sign that there is some kind of leadership in that room. Too little, too late? Probably, bro. If I'm going to be realistic. Probably.
At the same time,
where was this guy? Man. Where was this guy 20 games ago? Where was this a passionate coach 20 games ago?
But that's the problem, man. If you can't say that and take over that locker room as a coach, then you shouldn't be there in the first place. If you can't speak over a star player or a captain or whatever, man, that's still your team. At the end of the day, it's up to the coach to get that team going as well.
Yeah.
And if you can't use your voice in that room, then you're in over your head. You know?
Yeah, and I guess that's a tough position too, coming into a situation like that. You know, you're on the staff, you're part of the culture. You've been part of that, pecking order. The captain has more say than the assistant coach. So that's a different situation coming into that for Lowry. So I can kind of see that, but still, man, waiting this long to try and wake those guys up. Shoot.
Lowry just came in this year, right? This was his first year here, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So
because he came the same time that his son got the new contract. What? It's true. I'm not. No. It's true.
Yeah.
Is there another fact?
Adam Lowry's in his contract. Make sure you hire my dad, though.
I didn't say that. You said that. Bernardo said that. I didn't say that.
I need my pops here.
Just making that clear. So yes, they're in a tough grind. The Jets are in a tough grind, but who knows, bro?
You know what? There's still, just like that post you clipped of or posted of Jim Carrey and Dumb and Dumber, man.
So you're saying
there's still a chance.
Still a chance. Yes. Let's move on to Auston Matthews, who's on a tear along with the Toronto Maple Leafs, man. This guy, I think Jets Nation had about 5 hours to enjoy that empty net 50th goal thing, and then he just went mental. Bro, what are your thoughts on Auston Matthews?
I do need to start this off by saying it's not a legit 50 in 50. All right. Stop with this. He scored 50 goals in 50 games. Yeah, great. Fantastic. That's awesome.
Yeah.
But the big thing for 50 and 50 is the first 50 games of the team's season, no matter what. So honorable mention to you, Auston Matthews, but you're not in that club, right? You know what? Slaney did this in his rookie season. Yeah, I don't remember the fanfare of 50 and 50 in that season. I remember his fanfare of scoring 76 goals. And I do got to say, how cute for Toronto that they finally got a guy who scored more than 54 goals. How long has that team been there for?
A long time, bro.
That's you never had anyone score over 50 goals, even back in the 80s. I know they were terrible in the 80s.
Yeah.
That was funny to me. But
he's on a tear now. He's like Hart Trophy candidate lock in a lot of people's minds. And I can see why.
Yeah.
As far as he goes, as successful he is, the Leafs are successful as well.
As long as he can adapt that into the playoffs. But for sure, man, he's had a wicked tear. He's had a wicked season. I'll give him that for sure. So what you're saying is Line A is not better than Matthews?
Not right now. Not today.
Imagine if we actually won that draft. We would have had Matthews.
Ooh, what would the Jets look like?
Wow.
Why are we putting ourselves through that? Well, stop it, man. That's cruel and unusual punishment, brother.
He probably would ask for a trade already.
Winnipeg Jets fans. These are the things we go through, right? Every year.
Well, where else are you gonna go this season, right?
Shoot.
When does the CFL start? Soon, right?
It's coming.
6 weeks?
It's coming. Don't worry. It's coming. Let's talk about Bruce Boudreau, another name that came up many times in the offseason with the Jets and coaching position, but he's in Vancouver. Do you think he's done enough to stick on as head coach, bro?
He probably has done enough to stick around and see what he can do, but I haven't heard good things that he is actually going to stick around or anything like that. And it sounds like they've already kind of made that decision on him, but they're close to the playoffs. They're probably not going to make it either, but at least they got back into that battle and that race for it.
Considering where they weren't
they like last in the league almost when they fired
yes.
Green? Was it Green?
Yes.
Who was it again?
Trent Green?
Yeah, Travis Green. Yeah.
Travis Green. And what have they done any like wholesale changes to the roster? No,
nothing I can think of. So
that's a pretty big turnaround. So I don't see why Vancouver's not giving this guy the job, but
good rumor I hear is Jim Rutherford wants his boy Pomo back. So Jim Rutherford's now president there of Vancouver. So you know how much he loves Paul Maurice, man.
That has no bearing on me at this point anymore.
That would be fantastic. Poor Vancouver fans, though, if that happens.
I think everyone knew that he was in line for a job because that's the way the NHL works.
Oh yeah, these guys will never be out of a job for very long.
Recycled coaches, I think the clock is ticking on when Babcock gets a job, bro. It's ticking.
Oh yeah,
it's
probably
ticking.
the next couple of seasons.
Yeah,
it's either
sure.
that, get hired by the NHL, or get hired by TSN to go talking, right? One or the other.
Ridiculous.
These guys are never out of a job for very long.
No.
Babcock, bet you 2 years he's back.
Okay.
Within the next 2 seasons.
I agree with you there, brother. I agree with you there.
For sure.
What are your thoughts on Malkin cross-checking the guy in the face?
I love it. No. It wasn't good. It wasn't terrible. He actually ended up just now came out. He's suspended for 4 games.
Yeah.
For it. So I don't like Borowecki nailing Malkin for no reason, all that kind of stuff. I hate that kind of stuff. So I kind of like the star players kind of fighting back. I don't like the cross check to the face or to the mouth, to the teeth, whatever it was.
No.
So I like Malkin fighting back, but not like that.
Yeah, I thought the chop to the hands was good enough.
Yeah.
The stick to the head and stick to the face. That just it's a disgusting. It should be more than 2 games, brother. I'm sorry.
4 games.
Oh, he got 4.
He got more than Matthews.
Oh,
but
I thought
Malkin's been suspended before, I'm pretty sure. So
fair. Like they got to get that out of the game. I don't see how that's acceptable in any situation.
It is, and at the same time, you feel like, hey, it has to get out of the game. The NHL has to do it, but the players are the ones who are doing it. So they're the ones who also have to get it out of the game and stop hitting guys in the head, man.
I agree.
Crosby sucker punched someone the other night, Nick Dodd of Washington. Did you see that one?
It's fine.
Yeah, but he's still a sucker punch. I mean, it's the same with the Taylor Hall thing, right? It's a sucker punch.
And again, I had no problem with the Taylor Hall thing. I thought the 5,000. What did Crosby get?
Nothing so far. But if Malkin's been suspended already, so then Crosby's not getting nothing. Because that happened a game or 2 ago.
Well, there you go. I don't think Taylor Hall should have been suspended. But that's not the question, I don't think.
No, but he only got fined 5,000. He didn't even get suspended, right?
Yeah, that's fine.
So
I agree with that one.
Yeah, it's exactly it. Get these headshots out, but then you also got to get rid of fighting altogether, because punches to the head like that aren't. I mean, we just saw that with Anaheim and Phoenix last week, right? Or Arizona. Yeah. So
aren't we done with fighting in hockey by now, bro?
It should be pretty much it, man.
Like, unless it's a heinous thing, like, and I get you have to defend your players, but it's not like back in the day no more, man. It's not like back in the day. You have more skilled players, people who want to open up the ice. I'm over fighting.
Yeah, get more skill in the game. I'd rather see the crazy goals and get the fans on their feet for that kind of stuff instead of having to throw punches to get their fans up.
Agreed.
It's not going away though.
I know. Let's move on to a tiny segment we got called Who's Hot and Who's Not. Remember that website back in the day?
Hot or not, man.
You won't go into details. Yeah, man. I remember chilling at the Shallard, people passing around the computer, looking around. Anyways, let's talk about who's hot, who's not in the NHL. We're each going to pick one team, one hot, one not. What are the repercussions? Benny, who do you got for hot and who do you got for not?
I'm gonna probably stick to Florida for both of these. Actually, Florida right now is the hot team for me.
Yeah,
coming along. They've clinched a playoff spot. They're running away almost with that Eastern Division, and if they haven't almost clinched it soon, I know Toronto's behind them by 8. So, but for me, they're moving. That game against Toronto, where they were down 5-1 and came back to win 7-6 in OT, was pretty cool for me there to watch that kind of scoring and going on. So between 2 good teams. Tampa's going to be my not, man. They are struggling. I know that it's a 5-3-2 record lately, but they have lost to some big teams. They lost to Toronto. They seem to be having a harder time there, and soon they're going to drop possibly into the wild card spot where they're going to have to possibly play Florida. If they get Carolina, that might not be a bad thing, but Carolina's moving pretty good so far this year. So right now, Tampa is my not hot.
Tampa, Carolina, man, that whole division, the Atlantic, whatever the playoff matchups there are going to be good.
Oh yeah,
like,
and you're gonna have some good teams out right away. Right.
That's the bad thing about it. I have had this discussion recently with someone that, I kind of get the rivalry thing with keeping it in division, but at the same time, it's like I've been sour about this since the Jets and the Predators played.
Do you know what the one thing about this division though is like they're pretty close, right?
Yeah.
There's 4 teams with over 100, and then you got
Boston.
Pittsburgh and Tampa in the 90s, and Boston mid 90s, and Washington a little bit lower. So they're all really close.
Jeez.
So any team knocking out the other team, you're almost going to be like, wow. Unless like say Washington knocks out Florida, 30 points away or 40 points, almost difference, right? Or 30 points. So that kind of thing will be okay. That's an upset. But once Florida plays Tampa or Florida plays Toronto, it's like, I don't know if there's a clear favorite there, but
no, those first 2 rounds in that division are going to be just drag them out hardcore hockey.
Not like the old center or the Eastern Conference or Western Conference. That thing's going to be, I don't know, top heavy.
Without a doubt. Oh my goodness. For my hot, I have the same as you, Florida. Just humming along, doing their thing, man. Like whoever gets to face them first round, bless. Sorry. And I'm going to take the Predators as the not hot. And only because they're one of those teams that have to be hot going in. They have to be like the St. Louis Blues when they won the Cup. Hot going in, just because they haven't been that consistent team all year, unless they've had amazing goal attending from brother Saros. Thank you very much. So yeah, I know they haven't lost many in a row, but they're kind of win-loss, and they're not beating teams that they should be beating. So yeah, I'm gonna say the Predators for not hot.
They still have a chance of missing the playoffs too. You never know.
Yeah,
right. Vegas is only 3 points behind them. Dallas is right behind them, so they could easily slip out of that. Plus the Kings
and the Jets.
So, yeah, always a chance, man. Always a chance.
Man, see how far I can jump on that bandwagon, man. I jumped off, and now I just jump right back on.
They got a chance until they have no more chances. Then they're done.
Thanks, brother. The sun will come out tomorrow. Let's move on to the NFL. Not much action going on. We have the draft coming up. We'll probably talk about the draft in the next couple of weeks. But let's finish off free agency by talking about some teams that did well and some teams that did not do well. Brother Benny, mention some teams that did well.
Well, I know I'm going to make one guy happy with this one. I'm going to say the Miami Dolphins actually did well.
I thought you were going to say Pittsburgh with Trubisky.
No, they're not in that list for me at all.
Next
yeah, I'm going to say Miami Dolphins. They made some good moves. They made some good signings. Trade for Tyreek Hill.
Yeah.
All that is pointing up. Mike McDaniel's supposed to be a smart coach, a smart offensive coach.
Supposed to be.
Big O-line signs. They kept their defense pretty much together.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's I'd like to see what Tua can do. He's the wild card right now, but I like what they did so far this year.
Yeah, I'm going to keep in the AFC East. I like what Buffalo did. And it's not that they had to move too many pieces around, but they really shored up that defensive line. They got Shaq Lawson, Tim Settle, and Daquan Jones. So I think that makes it even more dangerous. Even last year that people were talking about them in the Super Bowl, I think more so this year.
Don't forget Von Miller.
Oh, I totally see. Look at that. I didn't even have to mention Von Miller, bro. I forgot about Von Miller.
Yeah, don't.
Oh my goodness. Well, I like that team.
Yeah, it's good. I think there's a lot of offenses that are good in the AFC, so good defense may be the difference maker in there, right? So you got to have that good offense with that decent D that's going to slow down the other team's offense at some point, right?
Yeah, especially if you look at Cincinnati making the Super Bowl last year, and their team had offensive line troubles. Their offensive line shored up pretty quickly. Yeah, they Lavelle Collins, Kappa, and Karras.
Yeah, I like their moves too. Actually, they were pretty good moves so far, and they went for their weakness. But
yeah,
I like what the Chargers did this year too. So far in free agency with their trades for Mack and all that, they're signing JC Jackson.
Yes.
So, you know what, if they can stay healthy on that D, Derwin James, if he can have a healthy season, Joey Bosa, if they can have a healthy season, that D, and that's another D like Buffalo's D that I think could cause enough damage to slow down another high-powered offense in the AFC.
For sure. Because you're looking at AFC West, you're looking at like Oakland with Carr and Devontae Adams.
Yeah.
The way to slow that down is having a guy like Matt coming off the edge and JC Jackson one-on-one coverage.
You know what the funny thing is? You think about it. You got Oakland with Devontae, and then you got the Broncos now with Russell Wilson and their trio or a couple guys of good young wide receivers, right?
Yeah.
And then you have the Chargers with Mike Williams and Keenan Allen. But then you got Kansas City, and Kansas City, who had that high-powered offense now. It's just like, really, it's only Kelsey until we know what Juju and freaking Valdez-Scantling can do.
Yeah. Juju's good. Juju's good in the slot. I think he played more of a slot than a wideout because he's not a deep threat. And Valdez-Scantling, he can stretch a field. So who knows?
But that's the biggest question mark still to see if they can do it and click with Mahomes. And that's the funny thing is KC's offense is the question mark. So
we'll see what that nutty professor Andy Reid got's going. He has a way of just he's a genius.
Figuring it out, man. He knows what to do, and he knows how to put that offense usually together.
Yeah. Oh. Never count them out. Never count them out. And we're not. How about teams that were yuck? What was from teams that got worse or didn't do anything in free agency, brother?
To me, one of them, and they weren't very good last year anyways, but what the Bears have kind of done this offseason to me is like they've gotten worse.
That's embarrassing.
They don't, I mean, who is their receiver at this point? Darnell Mooney, is that really it? Like, I don't know how you're going to get Fields to get any better this year.
Where's Jimmy Graham? Still there?
Yeah, he is actually still there.
Good luck.
But it's just like they cleared out a bunch of guys. They didn't sign any of their own guys. And then they're kind of picking through the bargain bin, filling in pieces or whatever. So it's almost like they know this season's a lost season. Let's just not spend any money. Let's not make it any better. So I feel for Justin Fields there, man.
I hope they just sign a veteran quarterback somehow. And maybe, just don't put Fields on the field. Don't.
Well, they still got Nick Foles. Didn't they trade for? Didn't they sign someone?
Not Andy Dalton. Andy Dalton's gone.
He's in the Saints.
There you go. And they'll go marching on. For me, I have Chicago there, but I also have Dallas. What's going on with Jerry Jones, man? Like they have mismanaged their salary cap so badly that they're losing like a big core of their O-line. They're losing. They had to trade away Amari Cooper. They lost out on what's his name, Gregory. Who knows what happened there? That's not looking good in Dallas.
No, I agree with that one too. They've had a weird offseason because I thought they would go all in a little bit more than what they have after they were favored last year. They were supposed to make it far and they had their brain fart in the playoffs or whatever. So I figured, I figured they'd go at it a little bit more aggressively.
Yeah.
But they're sitting back and I don't know what they're waiting for.
Well, when they got Amari Cooper, that was their all in. They had that O-line, they were all in and they couldn't cap it. They got an injured season from Prescott. Prescott comes back and then playoffs, funniness, and that's what you have.
Yeah.
And how about the Vikings? How about the Vikings doing nothing and giving what's his name even more money? Ugh.
What do you mean? They still got Kirk Cousins.
That's what I'm talking about. Giving guy more money. Oh, poor you Vikings fans. I'm sorry. Much love, but
are we just hating on the NFC North today or what? Because I kind of didn't like what the Packers have done either.
That's true. That's true, man.
Detroit's winning the division. You heard it here first.
No, you heard it. You heard it on that side of the camera first, friends and neighbors. On that side of the camera, or that side. I don't know, but not this side of the camera. I know that's not happening.
Yeah, I don't like what the Packers have done or not done or anything.
Yeah,
I still think they'll probably win that division anyways, but
they're handcuffed by a huge contract.
Yeah, that's a pretty big contract.
Karen wanted money, and Karen got the money.
Hopefully, he can do it on his own. Him and Adam Lazard.
Bless.
Yeah.
We already talked about Jimmy G. No news on Jimmy G.
Still hasn't gotten traded yet, man.
All right.
Still hasn't gotten traded.
Just checking in from last time we talked about it. I'm sorry to be an idiot. Let's move on to our Ray and Benny nonsensical NBA playoffs. Let's be honest, Benny and I aren't the biggest NBA fans, but we like to get in on the sports action. So we're going to try and predict the first round of the NBA playoffs. You want me to go first with the East, or you want to go first with the West, bro?
Nah, you go.
I'm gonna go. So I'm gonna start including the plans on this. We have Atlanta and the Hornets first on that one. And in my world, a Hawk always can beat a Hornet. So I'm gonna take the Hawks to face the Heat in the first round. And then the other play, we got the Nets and the Cavaliers. I'm going to take the Nets because I like their throwback jerseys this year. The red, white, and blue ones back in like Drazen Petrovic. They had that kind of mix. So I'm going to take them based on the beautiful jerseys. So in the first round, we have Miami and Atlanta going at it. I'm going to take Miami because of the Will Smith song, Going to Miami. I'm going to take the Raptors over the 76ers because I've never been a fan of James Harden and his beard, bro. That guy's kind of annoyed me with that beard. Not you. You have a great beard, bro.
It's nicer than his.
Oh, you put his beard to shame. You got shades, you got levels. Yeah, I don't like his. So I'm going to take the Raptors based on that. Bucks and Bulls, man. That's a battle of the horns and the antlers. And I'm more antler than horny. So I'm going to take the Bucks on that one. And then in the last matchup in the first round, we have the Celtics and the Nets. And I'm always going to take green. So I got the Heat, Raptors, Bucks, and Celtics in the first round. Who do you got in the West, bro?
First off, quick question.
Yeah,
why does the 7th place team play the 8th place team and the 9th place team plays the 10th place team for a play-in?
It's just a play-in. They don't care, really, I guess.
What the heck? Well, why wouldn't you have the 7 versus 10? You know, like, doesn't make sense to me. That's why I don't watch basketball.
You have ideas, bro. Email them. Tweet them.
Call me up, Commish. Me, you, Randy will go out for a drink.
Anyways, your boy Randy.
Clippers and the Timberwolves. Let's go. We're going to go with the Clippers beating the Timberwolves in the play-on to get there. Spurs and Pelicans. Dude, I'm going to do this again for our friend Johnny. It's a good day for him to listen to this. Miami love, and now I'm going to give him some Spurs love.
San Antonio.
Yeah, they're making it.
I got you.
But they're going to get knocked out in the first round when they play Phoenix. Right? That's not even be close. What do they still do 5 games for the first round of basketball?
No.
Or is it 7?
7.
Is it 7?
I'm pretty sure it's 7, isn't it? Because yeah.
I remember them doing 3 before.
I remember it being 5 back in the day of the Seattle
5,
Supersonics.
Yeah. Either
See,
way.
that's how much we love basketball, y'all.
It's going to be a sweep for Phoenix.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
No problem.
Okay.
And then Memphis versus the Clippers. You know what? Let's go Memphis. I think we might just go all favorites here.
Ja Morant. I take
Golden State and Denver, eh?
Come on, man.
I'm gonna go Golden State.
Oh, you're not gonna take the Colorado low that's coming into.
No,
we're about to have a blizzard here, by the way, friends and neighbors.
Yeah, so that's why I'm taking Colorado out of there.
Thanks. I like that.
Keep your damn snow. All right.
It's coming. It's coming.
Dallas, Utah. I'm going to go. Let's go one underdog in this whole thing. I'll go Utah.
Ooh, the Jazz. I was thinking the Jazz too because I've been listening to a lot of jazz music lately, bro.
Well, there you go. They might win that championship.
I'm with you. I'm with you. So we're going to playoff start next week, Tuesday. Yeah. So not next week. Sorry. We come back next Tuesday. Playoffs start in a few days. So we'll check up on how our playoff predictions are going and the play-ins.
Yep.
NBA action on Ray and Benny. Let's move on to Winnipeg FC, Valour FC, opening up their season at Clark Stadium in Edmonton with a 1-1 draw. Of course, last season was in the Winnipeg bubble. Winnipeg starting off super strong, sliding off, firing a coach, bringing in a new coach, finishing strong, but not quite making the playoffs, losing by 1 point. Are they going to make the playoffs this year, brother Benny?
Yeah, I think expectations are pretty high for them. I expect them to be in that playoff race this time and not drop out like they did last year. And I think they need to get to that because this is, what is this, the 3rd season or is it the 4th because of the whole COVID season?
3rd, yeah.
3rd? Yeah.
Is that 3rd?
Well, no, yeah, this would have been this would be number 4, I think. They had their inaugural season, then the COVID season, and then last season with a bubble kind of thing.
Right. Copy that.
So time for some, the expectations to get a little bit higher. They've been here now 4 years. They got a battle for that playoff spot. Unlucky game yesterday. They were leading the whole way, 1-0 up. And then they give the guy so much room in the box in the 95th minute and he bicycle kicks the ball in the net.
It was a beautiful goal, though.
It was, but there's no reason that guy should have had that much time to chest it up and do the bicycle kick.
Like the guy put a nice, beautiful pass across right into the box.
Yeah.
And he took it off his chest and right into the bicycle kick.
Nobody around him, no one to help the goalie out at all. So
no.
Yeah, I think if that goalie, Jonathan Sirios, he was here last year too. If he can build on, he had a pretty strong start to the season last year. If he can build on that, that'll definitely help them this year. So, but he was fun to watch last year.
Yeah, goalie of the year. So that's a good building block. I believe he's property of Montreal. The Impact. Is it Impact or is it Montreal FC now?
No,
it's Impact still.
Yeah,
but they are still called FC Montreal. Any which way. Great player, great future. And yeah, it was heartbreaking. And you know what? The game was really decided by the wind. And we were talking about wind in our playoff game. And it reminded me of that because when you're against the wind, you really can't do much.
No.
It's all about trying to move the ball up slowly. You can't have long crosses. The wind takes it away. So it was that kind of game. And Winnipeg scored, I believe, in the last shot of the first half. And then Edmonton scored in the last shot in extra time of the second half.
That's crazy.
It would have been nice to get 3 points leaving Edmonton to start the season, but it didn't happen.
It's kind of shocking to see them start the season, and it didn't look too bad weather-wise besides the wind, really, in Edmonton. And thinking, what, we're going to get this big storm. It's like, how do they have a game outside here anytime this week?
Well, it's good that we're on the road for the next couple of weeks.
Yeah,
I
they must have done that on purpose.
Yeah, no doubt. They're like, oh, Winnipeg's going to get screwed.
Yeah.
We go to BC, not Langley. Oh, shoot, brother. Pacific FC. I can't remember where they played. Langford. Yeah. They play in Langford, BC. And then they go to Ottawa to play Ottawa FC there.
The weather should be good here by June. Come back in June.
I'm sure. It don't matter. Home field advantage, bro. Home field advantage, of course. And but can't forget to mention Phil DeSantos, who was apparently had a great impact on the team last year, their chemistry and their system. And he's the coach and the general manager for the team. And he got a whole year this year to put the squad together. So optimism in Winnipeg.
Yeah. Good luck to them. Go check them out, Valour FC. It's a pretty fun time. They got the trench there. It's a pretty loud section.
Can I bring a drum?
Yeah.
They ain't gonna stop me like the Bombers?
No, that trench section usually has a bunch of stuff in there, instruments and stuff like that, making lots of noise.
Oh, well then.
If you want it, soccer is a loud sport, right? Constant cheering, whatever. So I can't see them stopping you from bringing stuff in to make some noise.
Shoot. And it's a World Cup year, so it's gonna be hot.
Yeah. We'll have to go check out a game sometime.
Are you inviting me? You mean we or?
Yeah, you're gonna pay, and then I'll come with you.
Let's move on to Benny's Brickhead of the week.
Benny, eh?
Yeah, maybe it might be you making me pay. Who do you got for your Brickhead of the week, brother?
Well, I'm gonna give this guy, the Brickhead of the week to Adam Schefter, for his insensitive tweets in regards to the death of Dwayne Haskins over the weekend.
Yeah,
dude, think about it. Not everything needs to be instant. Take some time. Think about your message that you're sending out there, and you don't need to dog a guy after a horrible accident like that. So, rest in peace, Dwayne Haskins. Adam Schefter, you're my Brickhead of the week.
Yeah, as you know, I'm a Steelers fan, and it really sucked to lose a young player like that, especially not professionally. You knew as a player he had a tough time his first couple of years. And you hear about journalists hanging out with this guy and saying, okay, he realized and he's maturing and he's making a turn and he's starting to be more of a family guy. And it's kind of the same ordeal that Ben went through early in his career. He got in trouble and then he made a turn. He matured. So we won't get to see that full maturation, which is really sad. But I agree with you, Adam Schefter. There's no need to talk about someone's job performance when you're talking about them passing away.
No.
That's absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
But yeah, rest in peace. So sad to lose someone who was about to turn 25.
That's way too young, man.
Yeah, and he had such a great impact on his teammates. You could tell by all the emotional outpouring on social media. So just a sad event to lose such a young athlete. With all the potential in the world. Who knows? Yeah. Eat that hot dog, brother. Let's give out those hot dogs. I'm going to go first. Congratulations to the U of M Bison's Athletes of the Year for 2021-22. Brock Goenlock, who was a draft pick, actually, 8th rounder of the Montreal Alouettes, a defensive lineman for the Manitoba Bisons, and Kelsey Hogg, part of the swim team, who made an appearance at the Tokyo Olympics. So congrats to them for being the Athletes of the Week, and enjoy your hot dogs.
Yeah, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna stick in the St. James area for this one.
Sunny St. James.
Yeah, sunny. Not right now. Terrible.
Oh
weather.
gosh,
terrible weather's coming. In case you haven't heard,
Mother Nature.
But my hot dog's going out to the St. James Junior Canucks for making it to the MMJHL finals. So far, they took game 1, so 3 games away from bringing that championship over to St. James. So go check them out. They're up against the Pembina Valley Twisters. So good luck to them.
Ooh, shout out to St. James.
Good old St. James.
Yeah. What a great week. Sunny St. James. We've had some good time at St. James.
Yep.
But 3D. All right. Benny, do you have anything to say to the people, brother?
Yeah, a quick shout out to, Tiger Woods for making it through 72 holes at the Master.
Amazing.
Didn't end off in a great score or anything, but not that he made it through. It was pretty cool to see him back out there.
Yeah, dude was looking at prosthetic legs.
Yeah.
After a car accident. Well, how long ago was that?
Last year.
January, in a couple months. So yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Amazing. Yeah. Shout out to Tiger. He was hobbling on those last few holes, and that's a long course. That's a grinding marathon of a course.
It is.
So yeah,
big time.
Shout out to him. And in the famous words of Pele, the more difficult the victory, the greater the happiness in winning. Be safe, be kind, help each other out. Hey, friends and neighbors, don't forget to check us out online on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter at Ray Benny Sports. And don't forget to check out our YouTube channel. Leave a like, leave a comment, tell us what you think.